Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it, and my coverage of the Steam Summer Sale continues, and here we are looking at game deals under the price of $5. This is like the holy grail, I feel, when it comes to the Steam sales. The deals under $5 are what a lot of people are mostly after. There's a lot of great ones. We're not going to cover all of them in this video, but we've got about 15 deals, and we're not going to go below $4. Actually, there are some $3.99 deals, but we're not going to actually go under $3, I should say. We'll have another video for deals under $3. That's a totally different category of super cheap games, but a lot of good options at $3.99, $4.99. You get the idea. Let's get into it. RoboCop Rogue City, 90% off for $4.99. This is obviously one of the standout deals, and I'm sure they're selling an absurd amount of copies of this game right now. Like, I would imagine it is one of the best-selling games on Steam right now. At this price point, it is outstanding. Like, sometimes this is what publishers need to do during a Steam sale to really get people floored and be like, okay, I need to pick that up. Guess what? A bunch of people are going to pick this up and probably not play this game for years and years. But the fact is, the price point is so crazy that the RoboCop Rogue City deal already stands out from 80, 90, 95, really 99% of the other deals available because it's so good. A game that's only a year and a half old at a 90% off discount, and a game that's relatively good in RoboCop Rogue City is $4.99. That's outstanding. And best of all, from the standpoint of the publisher, they've got RoboCop Unfinished Business coming out in the summer, later in the summer, so this really acts as a promotional vehicle for that as well. It just makes all the sense in the world, and for $4.99, this is a great deal. Highly recommended. I'm not even a big RoboCop guy, but I had a good time with this game, and if you're into action first-person shooters, you'll have a pretty enjoyable experience with that. $4.99, great pickup there. Next up, Dying Light Essentials Edition, 80% off for $4.99. Really wanted to give this a mention as we just had the release of the retouched update for Dying Light, which it's not like an upgrade, but man, it's got a lot of enhancements attached to it. They mainly wanted to get the point across that it wasn't a remaster, but it's a really nice update for the game, and it does improve the visual fidelity of the game. Dying Light 1 is an outstanding game that I've been recommending for years and years. They did a great job with it, and even though the game is 10 and a half years old, which is insane. I remember right when it was coming out. But even being that old, it is one of the better open world games that you're going to come across, and it's a relatively contained open world. It's not expansive to the extent of there's going to be 200 hours of content. It's not Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is like the worst style of open world in my humble opinion, but Dying Light is, in my opinion, the best style of open world, where you've got a good bit of content, it's meaningful, it's worthwhile, and for $4.99, definitely recommend that, especially with The Beast coming out on August 22nd. Next up, we got Disco Elysium, the final cut, 90% off for $3.99, another one of those historic lows that is a phenomenal deal. Obviously, there was a lot going on with the publisher and developers of this game. I'm just assessing Disco Elysium, the game. It is an incredibly high-quality game from a narrative standpoint. It's a more methodical story that it tells, so don't expect something that really, jumps to conclusions or gets exhilarating right off the bat. That's not what Disco Elysium is. It's a meticulously woven story that I feel like is very rewarding by the end and how they execute it. I just thought it was really, really well done. Some of the best writing that you're gonna come across in a video game, and for $3.99, it's an outstanding deal. Highly, highly recommend that. And by the way, there is a bundle with Disco Elysium and Control for $9. That's a pretty damn good bundle if you want Control as well. Definitely would give that a shout. Next up, Riders Republic, 90% off for $3.99. Another one of those deals that I thought was so good that, yes, we all clown on Ubisoft, and rightfully so. Everybody hates Ubisoft Connect. I agree with you guys, but as far as a fun open world game, Riders Republic is a really enjoyable one, and I feel like that extreme sports style of open world game is really enjoyable to play while you listen to a podcast, watch YouTube videos, even watch a television show, because it's not like Riders Republic is going to give you this narrative that you have to be super invested into or anything like that. No, you're playing this game for the gameplay, and that's worthwhile, but you can listen to a podcast at the same time, and it's one of those games that I feel like fits that criteria so well. I would argue that Ubisoft games always seem to fit that criteria because let's be honest, the AC Valhallas, the AC Shadows of the world, those game stories are garbage. But Riders Republic, it's not even a story-focused game, whereas, you know, with the Assassin's Creed, you can make the argument that they are. And it's just the recent Assassin's Creed, I think the stories are garbage, but nonetheless, Riders Republic, really enjoyable, and for $3.99, it's great. There are a plethora of other editions. The complete edition is $15, so keep that in mind. Doom 2016, 80% off for $3.99. Outstanding deal for Doom 2016. Obviously, Dark Ages just came out, and I beat Dark Ages a couple weeks ago, and I had a great time with it. It took me a little while because I was backed up on some other games. Had a great time with it, but I just think, you know, $70 is a tall ask for any Doom game, but when you're talking about Doom 2016 for $3.99, alright, we're cooking here, and it is a super fast-paced, super visceral, action-heavy first-person shooter. It's a lot of fun, and for this price, definitely a great pickup. Next up, we got Rise of the Tomb Raider, 85% off, $4.49. It is the 20-year celebration edition, has the DLC. ROTR is awesome. I go to bat for this game all the time. I love the Tomb Raider game since the 2013 origin story reboot, whatever you want to call it, but they did a great job with ROTR, in my opinion, the best of the trilogy. Story is good, gameplay is great, expanded from the original, but I would recommend you, if you haven't played any of the games, just go pick up the trilogy for like $11. It's very much worth it. You'll get Shadow of the Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider 2013, but if you do want to just stick to one game, Rise of the Tomb Raider, $4.49 is a great pickup. Next up, Final Fantasy VII, the original, $4.79. Man, I love Final Fantasy VII. I think it's a classic. I mean, everybody loves Final Fantasy VII. It ain't like this is a deep cut as far as me liking Final Fantasy VII. I would highly recommend you to pick this game up and use the Echo S mod. Echo S is a phenomenal mod that updates the visuals and adds full voice acting to the game. Yes, it's a fan-done voice acting script for the game, but whoever that group is, they knocked it out of the park, and, like, they did a tremendous job. Was blown away by how good it was. Played through the entirety with Echo S, loved it, and it's a great way to play the game, and I think there's room for the remake trilogy to exist and the room for the original to exist. Really, they're two kind of standalone experiences and worthwhile to go through both of them, so I would definitely recommend it for this price point, sub $5, outstanding pickup, definitely give that a look. Planet of Lana is available for $4.99. They just announced a sequel for it, but the game was really well received. 5,400 Steam reviews, 93% positive, and 80 on Metacritic as well. Incredible art style puzzle platformer here. A young girl and her loyal friend embark on a rescue mission through a colorful world full of cold machines and unfamiliar creatures. Planet of Lana is a cinematic puzzle adventure framed by an epic sci-fi saga that stretches across centuries and galaxies. That is available for $4.99. Next up, we got Dead Space 2, 80% off for $3.99. Obviously, it is depressing to see the status of the Dead Space franchise. We got the remake. It seemed like the remake didn't do well enough to justify a remake of the second game or Dead Space just continuing on. But the games are great, and Dead Space 2 was awesome. I like Dead Space 2 even better than Dead Space 1. I just think from an atmosphere standpoint, gameplay standpoint, it is tremendous. And for $3.99, excellent deal there. Definitely recommend that. Next up, we got Helldivers Dive Harder Edition, $3.99. I know these days, you know, all the attention is on Helldivers 2, but Helldivers 1 was a damn good game as well, and I played it back when it came out in 2015. I had a great time with it. The chaos in this game is absolutely true, and really, the essence of Helldivers 2 was absolutely in Helldivers 1, even though Helldivers 2 from a, you know, point of view standpoint, and if you look at the game, they look like two distinct games. Arrowhead, their heart and soul shines through with their games. Whether it be Magical 1, whether it be Helldivers 1, Helldivers 2, you always know that Arrowhead Games does a great job of that chaos and the fun factor in gaming, and they always get that right. Helldivers 1 I thought was great. $3.99 on that is a great pickup. Sunset Overdrive, 80% off for $3.99. Speaking of games that have that fun factor in gaming, Sunset Overdrive is exactly that, and it was done by one Insomniac game studio. Yes, that Insomniac that has done Ratchet & Clank and more recently Spider-Man. They also did Sunset Overdrive, and it was a really well done open world action title. A little bit on the comedic side, to say the least, and maybe that'll put some people off as far as the zaniness of the game, but I thought it was really well done. Art style is fairly good. I think they should do a upgraded release of this, a remaster, whatever the case may be. I don't know how exactly you would work it out with Insomniac and Xbox, but you know, I'm sure they can figure it out. Sunset Overdrive is a worthwhile game, and for $3.99, great pickup there. Next up, we got Prototype, 75% off for $4.99. Now, disclaimer, most likely you will have to mod this game to get it working on modern machines. It's very easy. There's a fix available. I should do an entire video on that, but it's like 2 seconds. It'll literally be an install, and it's very easy to do. But talking about Prototype itself, it's a great game. Sometimes you want an open world action game to just make you feel like an absolute badass, and Prototype does exactly that. The narrative is fine, it's there, it's totally serviceable, but this game does such a great job of making you feel like a super-powered monster, and that's the best way I can put it. Prototype is so fun in that regard. The visuals are a bit dated, even going back to 2009. I remember when Prototype was coming out, and one of the big criticisms of the game was like, it was coming out on the PS3 and 360, but it looked like a pretty good PS2 game. But man, when you're talking about a game like this, it's an absolute joy to play. Hopefully, you know, someday there's a Prototype 3. Microsoft, I think there's some money in that, but we'll see if that ever happens. But $4.99 on that, great pickup there. Next up, we have Catherine Classic, 75% off for $4.99. Now, I do think it's absolutely whack that Sega hasn't ported Catherine Full Body Edition to PC, but if you want to, you know, do some emulation action, I guess you could play that on PC. Not that I would ever condone that. Emulation is bad. You should never do that. But you know, Catherine is still a worthwhile game to play through, even in its classic form. I really enjoyed it from a story standpoint. Totally off the wall, totally zany, and a little bit wacky, but I had a good time with it. The puzzle gameplay is totally fine as well, but I really got into it from a narrative standpoint. $4.99 for Catherine Classic. Manifold Garden, 75% off for $4.99. Rediscover gravity and explore an Escher-esque world of impossible architecture. Witness infinity in first person and master its rules to solve physics-defying puzzles and cultivate a garden to open new paths forward. If you want a puzzle title with a really cool visual style and an overwhelmingly positive reception on this one, Manifold Garden will be a decent shout. $4.99 on that. And lastly, a JRPG that I loved, Valkyria Chronicles, is $4.99. I actually think this is a great JRPG to play, even if you're not super into the genre. Narratively, it's not super cringe as far as like the anime storyline or anything like that. It's just a good war story. Characters are fairly likable. The gameplay style is very different than a lot of other JRPGs, being a tactics-based title. On top of that, you've got this great watercolor art style that I think a lot of people will really appreciate. It's just a really good game. I wish that Valkyria Chronicles was a little bit more successful than it ultimately ended up being, but definitely a good pickup, and for $4.99, a great deal there. But that is going to do it for me. Again, a lot of great Steam game deals under the price of $5. Go check them out yourself. Links to everything in the description box below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and hope you guys appreciate my coverage of the Steam Summer Sale. More to come, but links in the description box below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.